competition. Yeah, well, they haven't got a fullback, and I'll tell you what, Paul Taylor.
I think it's affecting the rest of their side. Sterling's been in awful form recently. He plays halfback, he plays 5'8", and he plays fullback in the one game. Also, we've seen the three players involved, Taylor, Kenny and Sterling, all had dreadful games last week, and they're all in that little run
Let me ask the question, as no one's been able to bring up all the week, and then we'll go to the next piece of tape. Is it true that the Parramatta players in the last 20 minutes of that match at the Sydney Cricket Ground last week were bluing amongst themselves because no one knew exactly where they were to play on the field? There was all this shuffling around of halves to fullbacks and fullbacks dropping back to cover for halves and all this sort of... Is that true or not?
Well, I don't think it would be true, Case. You know, at this stage of the season, I mean, they are a side, and I think that when they're behind 20-0, you can think of 1,001 things that they would be doing that that's causing it, but I don't think so. Look, in that interview you did with Gibson a while ago...
Maybe the other players are fibbing.
Wait a minute. In that, Gibson just said his players didn't perform. Now, they didn't perform. That's why they were beaten last week. They performed all the year, and that was a bad one. Have they peaked too early? We'll know that this afternoon.
Well, plenty of manly
all I
players.
can say is you're a weak lot of horses, because you know as well as I do that the Parramatta team was bluing amongst themselves because Jack had them going hither and thither. And you're a weak lot of horses not to say it on television.
I didn't say it because I don't believe it.
I don't care what you say. I'm talking to the others.
It could be that we don't.
I'm talking to the others. They're weak horses.
How would you know that they were doing that?
Because they told me before we came on the air, and now they won't speak up and say it on air.
They didn't get a chance because the $1,000 man was in there.
And how would
I
they
didn't know. If I'd known, I would have said it.
Oh,
how would they know? There's no bluing in the Parramatta.
Excuse me, in the dressing room after the game. Let's go to July the 11th. And this time it was at Belmore Sports Ground, and Parramatta won 1-0, 9 points to 4. Let's have a look at this one, gentlemen. The match was 31 minutes old before the first points went on the board.